Hello everybody, welcome to another video here on the Fantastic Talks. Sorry that it's been a while for you guys that have been waiting for another video to come out. I've just had a lot going on lately, last couple of weeks with like personal stuff, with work and stuff. So it's just been a bit hard trying to find the time to do a new video for you guys. But without further ado, I'm here to bring you with a Batman commentary, something a bit different today. Well, specifically speaking Gotham Knights. So, big fan of Batman, as you can see from behind me too. So, yeah, I've been wanting to try and see if I can do a DC video of some sort, and with Gotham Knights coming out soon, and all the latest like Batgirl stuff and like the new suits they revealed as well recently. I really felt like doing a video for this one. So what I'm going to discuss in this video, guys, is basically I'm going to analyse the Batgirl combat trailer that was revealed, a little bit of a mini story that's been happening, and I'm going to sort of analyse the suits that have been revealed as well. So there's quite a few cool suits that I've seen. There's like a majority they revealed recently, so I'm going to sort of go over them and share my thoughts on it, if I like them or dislike them, and because they seem to be a bit different than what I expected to be. So yeah, so first of all, what I'm going to do is go analyse the combat trailer of Batgirl, and then sort of analyse what the story's going to be about, and then move on to the costumes. Okay, so let's do this. Now, since like the last few months, there's been like a Nightwing combat trailer. I think there was a Red Hood. When this game was first revealed, at first I was excited, but I was also unsure as well. But obviously it was just revealed at the time. Must be going about probably a year or 2 years now ago that it was first revealed. So back then everyone was just so unsure of the combat, you know. But neither was I, to be honest. I kept an open mind since it's the same makers of Arkham Origins, and that was a really good game. So really enjoyed the combat system in that, because it was basically like Arkham combat. They managed to get that just right. So I'm giving this game a shot. The combat so far, for what I've seen in Batgirl, it looks really fun. At first, when the first couple of gameplay trailers were out, especially when it was the I think the Red Hood gameplay or Nightwing, when it was the two of them together sort of being showcased, the combat did look a bit stiff, and how they would like sort of like free roam about. We'll get to that in a bit later. But lately, some of their content has been quite. It looks like it's improved since they first revealed a couple of their trailers. So I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to how the combat system is in this. Looks really fun from what I can tell so far. I'm gonna sort of skip ahead to the gameplay a bit. Seems to be simple enough. With it just, I'm literally getting Arkham Origins vibe with like the way it's like sort of free roaming here. Intrigued to see Kirk Langstrom. Really cool that they're referencing Kirk Langstrom here. Obviously, aka Man-Bat, which makes me wonder, would Man-Bat be in this? But obviously, they're making out that he's dead in this, so I'm guessing not. But obviously, later on, when it sort of like cuts ahead, when they explain what happened to Kirk, kind of looks like there was a bit of a scuffle going on. With like, there's like claw marks about when you get to it later. Lots of blood lots of blood spread everywhere. So I'm like, did he try to transform into Man-Bat, and there's something not, there's like a misleading here. So glad that detective mode is back in this. Obviously that was going to be a thing. Nice that it's sort of different than what we've seen before. Batgirl sort of literally, there's like claw marks. This was the claw marks I was talking about. Batgirl's following the claw marks. I'm digging what she does here next with her detective mode, and how she investigates the crime scenes. I like that you've got to sort of find a pattern of what connects. It kind of reminds me of the Telltale games Batman, the way detective mode was in that, and how you had to link everything together. I really enjoy the detective mode in that. So I sort of got the same vibe in this with Batgirl here. So. And how she links the microwave of all things to the code that's there. So I'm really intrigued to see everyone else's detective mode, like Nightwing's or Red Hood's, how theirs works, and Robin's as well. What intrigues me is all the different experimentations that Kirk supposedly was doing. You've got like different species here, and they've just, but it's like very, they've all there's a lot of there's definitely a mutation that's been going on here, which makes me think, was he trying to work on a particular sort of species, hopefully man bat or something, on a bat. Okay, so I'm just going to skip ahead to the combat system just to sort of go over it. I wonder who this gang is. Doesn't really look familiar to me. They're just like blowing up. Okay, here we go. I'm really digging the crowbar. Very clever, considering like it's got that. She's a detective, and her father's a police commissioner, and obviously police use the crowbars and stuff. So I quite like the idea of that. Love that it turns into a nunchuck as well. I'm glad they kept silent takedowns. That was obviously going to be a thing. When I first saw this gameplay, I was like, oh, cool, okay. Looks really satisfying the way you take them down. So I really like this next takedown she does next. Actually, really like that. I'm glad that there's different like takedowns in this game from what we've seen before in the previous like Arkham games and stuff like that. I'm glad they've really like branched out to coming up with new moves and how you sort of just like do that too. Now I've seen a lot of people online say this feels like a bit of a downgrade from the previous Arkham games in terms of like mainly graphics, I think. But I could see where people are coming from, but that sort of thing doesn't really bother me too much as long as the game looks entertaining and fun. That doesn't really bother me. The graphics don't look that bad anyway to me, to be honest. I know considering it's next gen, the graphics are meant to be like sort of superb, but I'd rather they put in more effort into the combat and gameplay and story rather than making it look pretty, like too pretty, you know. It looks good enough. It looks like a game. That's all that matters. That sort of stuff. That's all that matters to me, really. Like, this already looks fun already from what I'm seeing at the moment. So, like in terms of the gameplay, so I'll definitely be pre-ordering this game. I'm hoping there's counter attacks because it doesn't seem like there's been a counter attack in this video. So I'm hoping you sort of unlock that as you progress through the story. Sort of like build up your skill stats maybe. But she looks satisfying to play. I'm looking forward to playing the others. I remember seeing the Nightwing trailer for the combat system, and he looks really fun. They definitely look like they improved from the first couple of trailers. Because I remember them when the first combat trailers were revealed, I thought they were stiff at first. They didn't look like they looked a bit glitchy. But the last couple of trailers they brought out in the last like couple of months, looks like they've slightly improved. This is why I don't like to judge too soon on like the gameplay yet, until it's actually sort of nearing the date. So far, I'm impressed. That looks like it's gonna be so satisfying to smack people with what Batgirl's using. Really digging that. The ranged attacks here I'm quite intrigued here as well. She seems to be throwing like batarangs at him. That was cool. Yeah, a nice little short showcase there. She definitely looks really fun to play. I don't know who I'm gonna pick first. Because I think from what they said, this is sort of like the start of the game, I think, more or less. And I like that you get to sort of when they sort of talk to each other at the beginning, it gives you the option to sort of switch the character and select them. So who you want to start with first. So that's a really cool gimmick. I'm hoping that's the case for like the rest of the game, and sort of take turns who you want to play as next. I'm sure that's going to be the thing. I'm probably going to play either Nightwing or Red Hood first, just because I like those two the most. So I'm very, very excited to see how each characters sort of. I'm guessing like Batgirl. I'm hoping when you, for example, you're playing as Batgirl here. Do you get, when you pick other characters, do you get to go to a different area with those characters instead of using the same area that you would use as Batgirl? I don't know if that makes sense. That'd be really cool. You sort of go to different areas depending on the character you pick. Yeah, I'm very intrigued with this combat system. Very excited to see all the others play. Going back on the previous gameplay, I know there's been a lot of like negatives on how they free roam, like how Nightwing uses that sort of like wing bat machine. I don't know what he uses, but it's just like that looks a bit weird. And Red Hood's is probably even worse with the way he jumps using a Lazarus power of some sort. I will agree that where people are coming from with that and why, because I remember seeing when the Nightwing trailer came out last, and they showed you fast traveling to a specific location on the city, and you have Nightwing literally fly in with a glider, and I'm like, why aren't we using the glider instead of whatever of the other thing he uses? And I'm like, why are we not using that? But on the other hand, at least you still get to free roam with the bike as Batgirl. That's a mission I'm looking forward to playing. I'm hoping that's not just a mission you use the bike for, and I'm hoping you can actually travel around the city on the bike. So I don't know how that works. They haven't really showcased much of that, really. I'm really intrigued as to what other villains are going to be in this, because like I know Mr. Freeze is going to be in this, and obviously the Court of Owls and stuff. But I don't know who else is meant to be in this. I don't know. I heard rumours of Riddler and maybe Penguin. I don't know who else. I'm hoping they sort of surprise us with their villains. Because I haven't really heard much of the Rogues Gallery that are meant to be in this game. So, but this is definitely going to be a pre-order for me, guys. Combat system looks like it's kind of improved for me. Definitely, regardless, I'm sure it's going to be a fun game. I've heard people sort of compare. Actually, no, I'll save that for my next discussion. So I'm going to move on from the combat and talk about the suits. Now, the suits in this, I was quite unsure with the suits in this game because none of it looks familiar. They don't look like they've used a lot of classic elements in it. It's definitely that their own like a sort of original. They kind of there's a lot of like they've come up with a lot of original suits for them for the game specifically, which is not a bad thing. I know that there's been games in the past that have done that and it looks kind of cool. And there's been some I've seen so far that I like already. That have sort of like outweighed the bad ones for me. So I'm gonna sort of just like go with the suits in order that they revealed. So we're gonna start with the Eternal Suit Style set. I'm really, what do I like about these? I don't know. I think I'm digging. I might be digging Batgirls the most, or Red Hoods. I'm not gonna lie, because they don't look. There's not too much going on them. They kind of remind me. They kind of remind me of in Arkham Knight in a way. So especially Batgirl. Yeah, you could. It's not like in your face. I reckon I can find myself using these suits. I'm really digging the armor on Red Hood. But I've always preferred Red Hood with the jacket on and like with an actual hood on. So I don't know. I think out of all these suits, I might wear the Batgirl suit the most. Maybe, I don't know. But I've heard that you can sort of each of the sets you can use. You can mix and match different cosmetics together. If I heard that right from the trailer they revealed for these suits, so I'm hoping that's the case, that we can like sort of like just sort of make it, sort of use it to our use the costume creation as our advantage to create the design costume I'd like. But the problem is of that, I've heard that the suits have like each suit you get require different stats, like, or different cosmetics will contain different stats. And that's something I don't really like in games sometimes, depending on the game. I don't know, like, because if there's a suit I really like and I really want to wear it, but it makes my character not as strong to be able to progress to the story better, to be able to defeat enemies better, like to be a bit more stronger. But if there's a cosmetic I need to wear to be able to be stronger, and I don't like the way it looks, I just that sort of stuff I really don't like in games. I was kind of like that with, because that's what Injustice 2 was sort of like. I know there was a huge variety of cosmetics in Injustice 2, and I really enjoyed that. And there were a lot of ways where I could sort of make my character look cool in a way that doesn't like outweigh the stats that I need. But in terms of like a story-based free-roamy sort of game, I don't know, I kind of wish they didn't really do the stats for the costumes and just had your character progress as you went along, like with Marvel Spider-Man. Like you got to pick any costume you want, but it would come with a specific gadget. It wouldn't like ruin your stats. You would just level up as you progress through the story as Spider-Man as a whole. That's the sort of costume choosing I like, and not have to worry about, will this costume make me stronger? But I want to wear this just because of the fact that it looks cool, and not for the fact that I need it to make me look strong. So that's what I liked about Marvel Spider-Man. You pick when you unlocked a costume, it will come with a specific gadget you could pick from as like an ultimate power you could choose and use. So I was kind of hoping that would be the case for this game, but that's not gonna put me off from buying it. And I think this is why Marvel's Avengers got a lot of hate, because I've seen people compare this game to that already, because of the way of the cosmetics picking, the way the cosmetics are, and how they have a certain stats on if you're going to be able to progress through the story. And that's something people did not like about Avengers, obviously. We all know this. But I'm hoping that's not the case for this game. I don't think it's going to be a big issue from what I've heard in this game, so I hope I'm right. Please let me know in the comments below if I am or not. If other than that, I'm definitely gonna give these suits a go. I mean, there's a whole point there really. I'm gonna move on to the next set, guys. This is a really bizarre set I did not expect. The Shinobi suit style. I'll say this. It's cool that they're going with different cultures and going with different like artists to be included in the game to come up with the suits. So I'm really nice to see different like styles of these suits. I'm really digging Robin's here. I think Robin's just kind of reminds me of what Damian Wayne would wear. So I kind of would want to go for that suit, to be fair, the most out of all these suits here. Maybe Red Hood's. Like I don't know about Batgirl and Nightwings. I don't really like Nightwings as much, I'm not gonna lie. Batgirl's maybe. I think Robin is the one I'm gonna use the most from this set. I think just looks the best, in my opinion. But I'm loving the attention to detail on these suits, to be fair. So the idea of having different cultures incorporated into all the different suits you can wear is very very unique. It's different. Something we haven't seen before in a game before, regardless if it's a Batman game or not. So yeah, I'm really gonna enjoy. I'm really liking that they're branching out of all these suits, and that because obviously when you think, you know, costumes in games, especially in a comic book game, you'd think, oh cool, what classic suits are they going to include for us to wear, kind of thing. Are they going to include like previous game suits like from the Arkham games, or are they going to include loads of the comic suits and stuff? That's something you would expect. A part of me sort of wishes that was the case, but I'm very open to this idea of costumes as well. But speaking of classic suits, there is a set that kind of reminds me that I think they've sort of inspired. They sort of took the inspiration with as well. So I'm going to move on to the next set, guys, so that we can sort of get to that. This next set is a weird one for me. I'm not gonna lie, but I like that it's got the Beyond-esque to it, Batman Beyond. You know, like I can't really complain too much because Batman Beyond himself was just such a cool concept. So it's cool that they sort of incorporate that into these suits. I think the masks on Nightwing, Robin, and Batgirl, I just don't think really work. I'm not gonna lie. I could see what they were trying to do with the masks because of the way because of the way Terry McGinnis had his in the cartoon and the comics. But like, I think out of all I think Nightwing as the body of Nightwing doesn't look too bad, and I like Robin's. I don't know. I think I might go for Red Hood's the most here if I had to pick one of these sets. Just because it's not too, because they've kept the red helmet. You know, it doesn't look too different. So I can still, doesn't really put me off a bit. But the masks on Nightwing, Robin, and Batgirl just really bother me for some reason. I don't know why. But the bodies of them look really cool. I do like the way they look. But in a weird way, they kind of look like the modern Power Rangers suits in a weird way. If you guys know what I mean, I'll have a picture here just to sort of show you what I mean. But these look better than them in a way. I'm not gonna lie, but like, I don't know. I don't really see myself wearing these suits as much. Probably like Red Hood's at a push. I don't know. I would definitely want to have each character wear a suit from each set. So like have Nightwing wear have Robin wear the Shinobi suit, have Red Hood wear the Beyond suit, and have the other two wear a set from another, wear a costume from another set. To sort of have all of them together, each wearing a different set in a way. And I think that's the whole gimmick of the game, I think. So I'm really excited to sort of play around with these costumes and see how they look in the game. So I'm gonna move on to the next one, guys. This one, the Neon Noir suit. I kind of like this. I don't know how to sort of analyze them. Like I'm not sure about Robin's like sort of side cut, but because I just don't think that sort of suits him. I never really liked Robin fully shaven in the Arkham games, but I am digging. I think out of all of these, I'm digging Batgirl's the most, because it's sort of, in a way, it sort of looks classic but modernized, which is very weird, but in a good way. So I might wear this one. I might wear Batgirl's the most from this set. But again, at the end of the day, if they were saying that you could mix and match the cosmetics from different sets, then that might not be. I'm hoping that's the case that we can do. But I know they said that it depends on the cosmetics you're choosing, so that it doesn't like overlap a different cosmetic. So that's something I understand if they can't do. But I don't know. I don't really like Nightwing's as much. I just don't like the way his logo looks. So I think Robin's I don't mind. I'm digging the jacket he's got. So I see myself using Robin's costume here from this set. So I don't like Red Hood's as much because I don't think. I don't know. Red Hood doesn't look too bad, but I think out of all of these, I think Robin's and Batgirls are the best here for me, in my opinion. And I definitely see myself using these costumes. Best thing about it is I think it's a case of, even when it comes to masks, if I think there's an option you can still have like you can either have a fully revealed face or half and half or fully like covered face, from what I remember them saying in the trailer. So that's something that, if that's an option I can play around with for Robin's costume here, then at least that's okay, because I don't really dig the haircut on him. So maybe I'm hoping I can have the hood up. I don't know. I doubt that. We'll see. What's the next ones on these? The Night Ops suit style set. I'm not sure about these ones, to be fair. They're quite like, they look like too bulky for me for these characters. Red Hood's I think suits it the most. I see myself using Red Hood's of this the most. And this is when they were explaining where you could sort of customize the masks. If you want them fully covered or like fully revealed. Nightwing here kind of just looks like Winter Soldier to me, so I don't know if that's the best look on him. I mean, not that Winter Soldier is a bad design, but it's just like, I want Nightwing to look like Nightwing, you know. So it's just, I don't know if I see myself wearing the full get up here for Nightwing. Batgirls, I think I could see myself using. But this is probably not my favourite set, weirdly, and I don't know why. I just don't know if this is a bit. I wouldn't say too much, because I get the style. So it's a Night Ops set, so it makes sense that it sort of has that bulky sort of body armor feel to it. But I don't know. I just don't think it suits Robin. It definitely doesn't suit Robin as much. I just don't like the way his is designed. I don't know. I think Red Hood looks the best here, in my opinion, just because he uses guns. That sort of body armor suits him the most, I think. So yeah, I see myself using Red Hood the most here, and maybe Batgirl. So now this one, I think. This one I quite like, the year one suit style set. I'm really digging these ones, because it's sort of got that classic-esque to it still, but like I said before, it's sort of modernized as well. So it's cool. Batgirl's I think looks the best here. I quite like the way her hair sort of covers over her eye. Again, that depends if it even looks like that in the game, because obviously this is concept art. Nightwing I like, because Nightwing looks like sort of reminds me of Arkham City in a way. Robin's is quite cool. I'm digging the hood on that, and how the R is in the middle instead of the side. Looks really like sticks him out there. Red Hood just looks like how you would expect, really, of this suit. So this is the design I've always liked for him, more or less. So just because he just looks cool with the jacket on, and like, yeah, yeah, he just looks... I see myself wearing Red Hoods the most, Batgirls especially, and maybe Robins. I don't know, I can... Maybe all of them, actually. No, scratch that. Maybe all of them. I think, like, Batgirl really sticks out for me here, I think. So, yeah, I'm really like digging the year 1 set as a whole, I think, here. So, looking forward to see what I can play around with their costumes. So, now this one, I'm very happy with, this next one, because, as I was saying about, when I was saying about classic looks before, this Nightwatch set kind of gives off that feel of classic and nostalgia looking. Especially Nightwing. Like, Nightwing really reminds me of like his like sort of like first days becoming like wearing the blue and black, or like the animated series sort of esque sort of look to it. Robins especially, Batgirl as well. I like a bit more of the armor on Red Hood. It's because they've gone a bit more bulky on him there, I guess. But I think I'm really happy they decided to include these designs too. Because this gives me classic feels, in my opinion, and I think I'm gonna, out of all these sets, I see myself wearing these ones the most, maybe. But again, it all depends what I can play around with in the game, because we still don't know how these costumes are meant to work. As is this just concept ideas anyway that's going to be included for the game. So whether I can mix a set with a different set, I don't know. But either way, I'm not really too bothered. At least there's a variety of costumes to choose from and sort of play around with cosmetics for. So. But I'm very intrigued with this set the most, I think, in my opinion, just because I like classic looks. So definitely happy with these ones. And I think that's kind of it, guys. Like, I don't know. I'm hoping there's more sets revealed. And what else you can sort of play around with. I'm hoping they showcase more of the costume changing at some point. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of what I have to say, really, guys. That's kind of my thoughts and analysis on the costumes themselves. Hopefully, we'll see some more story elements to it soon. Hopefully, there's more villains revealed soon. I'm probably gonna have to end this here, guys, because I don't really know what else to say, really. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video, really. Mainly like the costumes and like the quick scope of the Batgirl trailer. So yeah, let me know what you guys think yourselves. Do you guys like the combat trailer so far? Do you feel like they've improved since the first couple of ones they revealed? Are you digging the costumes? What costumes would you like to see in the future? What do you think is going to be the whole play around with them? How will that work? What do you guys just basically let me know what you guys want to see next and what you guys think as a whole yourself. So yeah, let me down in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I've got loads of videos in mind I want to do. Just depends when I can do them at the moment. So yeah, potentially subscribe for more potential videos, if that makes sense. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.